But he goes on to say this, my dear brother, picking back up at verse 30. And Moses said to them, fear not, for as you have seen in Egypt this day, you have seen them no more. And then the third division was the children of Judah and Joseph, who resolved to go to meet Egypt to fight with them. And Moses said to them, stand in your place, for Yahuwah will fight for you, and you shall remain silent. You may want to circle that word, silent. Because that's a foreign word or a foul word or profane word to some of you out there. You always feel like you got to have the last say or something to say. No, not really. There's a time to talk and a time not to talk. And if we're doing what we were told, meditating and being in reflection, that means we'll do a whole lot less talking and a whole lot more thinking, so we could be what? A whole lot more what? Productive. Instead of talking about what we ain't got, we could be talking about here's what we can do. Again, instead of talking about what we don't have, we could be talking about here's what we can do collectively. But when they think and behave individually, then that means just you and you alone. Best wish to your ass if a storm coming and you need a boat and you can't swim. Then that guy across the street that you call SOB because he looked at you, you might regret that. Because he might be the very one with a boat. But you can go right on past your ass. Feel like that's Yahuwah's judgment. See, brothers and sisters, this is why he said we should love Yahuwah with all our mind, as well as our heart and soul, or body and soul. This is why Proverbs said it's a way that seems right to man, but the end thereof is the way of their destruction. This is exactly like you see. This is what you see playing out: self-destruction. They're headed for self-destruction. Why? Because they want to take things in their own hands, Brother Nelson, instead of doing it the proper way, going through Yahuwah's process. But see, they don't want to, they don't want to be patient. They don't want to wait on Yahuwah. They just want to run to the front, and that's why they constantly get knocked over like, bowling pins in the bowling lane. All you hear is crashing, clashing, Japan, 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 and that's the life for most of them. Totally unproductive. Why? Because they don't want to be patient. They don't want to listen. They don't want to learn. Because that's exactly what it means, Isaiah 40 and 31. Those that wait upon Yahuwah, those are the men and women who are in reflection. These are the men and women who are in a state of what? Constantly reconditioning themselves, self-assessing, weighing themselves, not playing with devils, not sitting there, doing 21 questions. No, I'm not talking about you. That's how you become bastardized doing that kind of stuff, always chasing for answers. Bastardized, separated from the Father. See, when you're studying this word, it's not about questioning anything. It's about applying this to your life. That's what the ancient way means, a behavior. Again, as I referenced, lions, in their natural habitat. They strive, they win, because they work together. All the lionists understand their roles. And their first role is to make sure that they're doing the things that are necessary for their people to survive. In the lion's case, so the rest of the tribe can survive. So all the lionists work together. And they're not brothers and sisters. Most of them got cubs. Who do you think that cubs from? 20 other lions? That's your imaginary land. That's that hole coming out of some of you. No, they belong to him. Whoever that alpha male is. And him only. And any other lion tries it, they find out the hard way. They're going to lose some skin if they don't lose their life. See, nature has a way of showing you Yahuwah's way. Because left to itself, nature is going to behave in its natural nature. And it's interesting how he refers David to the lion of Judah. I'm sure there's a correlation there for us. For both the men and the women. That's why he said the righteous are as bold as lions when he used that reference. He even goes as far as said that, a dead dog can be better than a living lion. A living dog can be better than a dead lion. That's only because the lion is dead. But if the lion is alive and that dog is alive, that lion gonna have that dog for dinner if he gets hungry enough. So don't ever think that the dogs among us are better than the righteous among us. No, that's not what it's saying. It's just stating that once a person has died or it is dead, it has no more remembrance of anything going on here. And the state that they left here in is probably the state they're going to remain in. They're wicked, they're going to be burning. If they're righteous, they're going to be resting. But what they're not going to be doing is worrying about anything going on here with any of us. That's why he said don't pray to them. That's called necromancy. It's a waste of time, first of all, you end up conjuring up a demon that's going to pretend to be your grandmother. And she's going to just lie to you and lie to you and lie to you. That voice, it ain't your grandmother, it's a demon to hold on to you. Put that wall up in front of you, that stumbling block. So this behavior that we see going on here is an old behavior within Yasharel. That's going on today, what you see going on here, this thing goes from generation to generation, all about self. Now you think the 12 of them would have come together and said, well, what can we do? Let's talk about this. We got Moses. Got Yahuwah's best right among us. Why aren't we referencing Moses? Because of arrogance and pride.